press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
In the last class, we are learning about the chapter number 4, that is what books and burials tells us, isn't it? We already learned which is the one of the oldest book in the world. I already told that is Vedas. Vedas were the oldest books. How many Vedas are there and how historians study the Rig Veda, and I already told what were the views or vision of the Aryans about the cattle, horses and the chariots. Okay, in this class we shall study about the words to describe people, which words they use to describe the peoples, and also which words they use to describe the community. That is, we learn about that. Okay, words to describe people. Words to describe people. Which word they use to describe the people, especially in the Vedas. Okay, there are several ways. They describe the peoples, especially on the basis of their work, on the basis of their language they used, and also on the basis of the place they belong to, their family, their communities and cultural practices. On the basis of these things, they described the people. They used some words to describe the people. Okay, we can see some of the words used to describe the people found in the Rig Veda. Okay, there are two groups who are described in the term of their works, means on the basis of their works they describe the people. Here we can observe there are two words. They used that words to describe the people on the basis of their work. Those words were, one is the priest, the other one is the Raja and the Rajas and the priest. These are the words they used on the basis of their work. Okay, those words are the priest and the Rajas. Who were called as the priest and who were called as the Rajas? We shall learn about that. The priest means especially they are Brahmins. They belongs to Brahmins. Okay, they perform the rituals. They perform the sacrifices. They perform the rituals, yagnas. Those were called as the priest. The persons who perform the yagnas, who perform the rituals, who perform the sacrifices. Those were called as priest on the basis of their work. On the basis of their work, they were called as the priest here. Okay, the Raja means here who protects the peoples, who have the responsibility to protect the peoples. Those were called as Rajas. Okay, Rajas means he is different from the other Rajas. He is differ from the other Rajas, means he did not have the palace. He did not have the palace, he did not have the capital cities, he did not have his own armies. Okay, only, and also he did not have any authority to collect the taxes from the people. He did not have the capital city. This Raja means the Rig Veda, the period of Rig Veda, Rajas did not have any authority to collect the taxes from the people. Okay, he did not have the capital city, he did not have the palace, and also his successor did not have the authority to become the Raja after the death of his father. Okay, here Raja means he was only a protector. He was a only have the responsibility to protect that people, that community. Okay, so that persons was called as the Rajas. We can observe these two words they used in Rigveda on the basis of their work. Okay, so and also they here the two words were used to describe the people or the community. Here another two words they used to describe the people or describe the community. Those were, one is Jana, and another one is Vish. They also used the other two words to describe the community or the people. Those two words are Jana and Vish. Jana means people. You already know about that. Okay. Jana means people. Now also we are using this word, especially Hindi and other languages, isn't it? We are using the Jana. Jana means people. We can easily understand. Jana means people. In Kannada also we are using the Jana word, isn't it? So, and also they used another word to describe the community or the people, that is the Vish. Okay. From the Vish, the another word came into force, that is the Vishaya. Vaishya. From the word Vish, the another word came into existence, that is Vaishya. 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 So these words they are using to describe the people or the community. Okay. Next. So these several Vish or Jana, several Vish or Jana are mentioned by the name. These several Vish and Jana are mentioned by the names. They mentioned by the names. Those are, for example, Purajana or Puna Vish. They used the word. The several Vish or Jana are mentioned by the name. Especially, I will give you some example. For example, Purajana or Puravish. In the same way, the Bharata Jana or the Bharata Vish, the Yadu Jana and the Yadu Vish. In this way, these several Vish or Jana are mentioned by name. We can observe these words in Rigveda. Those are Bharata Jana or Bharata Vish, Pura Jana or Puravish, or Yadu Jana or Yadu Vish. In this way, several Vish or Jana mentioned by the name. Okay, these words they use to describing the people or the community. Here some words are there. Are these names sounds familiar to you? Observe these words. Here some words are here. Observe those words. Are those names? Are these names are sounds familiar to you? Let us learn about that. Okay. Do any of these names sound familiar? Which were those names? Which were those sounds are familiar to us? Those were, one is Aryas or Aryans. The words are Arya or Aryans. Arya or Aryans. Have you heard this word? The next one is Dasas. Or Dasyus. Dasas or Dasyus. Have you heard these words? Have you heard the sounds or these words? Yes, we can observe these words were also in the Rigveda. They used this word in Rigveda. Now, tell me, who were called as Arya or Aryans and who were called as the Dasas or Dasyus? Why this name come to these peoples? Let us learn about that. Okay. So, sometimes the people who composed the hymns, the people Sometimes the people who composed the hymns, those were called as Aryans. They are themselves, they called as, they were the Aryas, they were Aryans. Understood situation? The people who composed, the people who composed the hymns in Rig Veda. I already told many hymns were there. Thousands of hymns were there in Rig Veda and other Vedas, isn't it? The people who composed that hymns, those were described themselves as they are the Aryans. Aryas are the Aryans. Okay. The people of the opponents means the people did not compose the hymns. Those were called as the dasas or the dasyus. There is a lot of difference. Aryans and the dasas and dasyus. The color, the personality, there are differ from these two peoples. Okay, Aryans are very intelligent. They composed the hymns, but the dasas, they did not compose the hymns. Okay. So, the people who did not compose the hymns, and also the people who are the opponents of the Aryans, who are the opponents of the Aryans, those were called as dasas or the dasyus. Okay, here later, after some years, so means the Aryans were performed the sacrifices, yagnas and all. Aryans performed sacrifices, yagnas and all, but the dasas, they did not perform any types of sacrifices, any types of yagnas and all. Okay, so there is a difference. There is the difference between the Arya and the dasas. Okay, so they also spoke different languages. They maybe spoke different languages. Especially the Aryans. The Aryans spoke the, I already told, the Sanskrit language. They composed the Vedas in Sanskrit, old Sanskrit languages. Okay, so they used that word to spoke, that language to spoke. But the dasas, they maybe used different language. Okay, there is a difference between the Aryans and the dasas or the dasyus. In this way, the Aryans and dasyus were differ from each other. Okay, later the term dasa, here the dasa word was used to men. Under the situation, dasa, the word dasa is used to men. Which word used to the women? Especially dasi. Okay, later the term dasa came to mean slave. Later the word dasa came to mean slave. Slave means gulama, slaves. Okay, here they used the word for the men, dasas. They used the word men, the dasas. What about the women's? They used the word dasi. Dasi means you already know, isn't it? Dasi means slave. Dasa, dasi, in this way. From the dasas, later the word came into force. Those are dasa and dasi. Dasa, dasi means they are the slaves. Slaves of whom? Slaves of the Aryans or the other, their masters. Okay, especially who becomes the slaves here? Who becomes the slaves here? Especially the peoples who are captured in the war. The peoples who are captured in the war, those were become the slaves of their masters. Understood situation? When they fought against the other peoples or the other communities, and that time they captured some peoples of the other community or the other groups. So those peoples who are captured in the war, those peoples, they become the slaves of this community peoples. So these peoples, they become the property of their owners. Later these slaves, dasa dasis, they become the property of the owners. Okay, they should work what work their masters wants. They should work that duties, or that work was done by these peoples. In this way, the slave, dasa, dasi and slaves. Later the slaves come from these words. These are all the familiar words which were used in the Vedas, or especially in the Rug Veda. Okay, while Rug Veda was being composed, while means when the Rug Veda was composed in the northwest of the subcontinent. When the Rug Veda was composed in the northwest of the subcontinent, on that time the another developments were held. All other part of the subcontinent. Let us learn what were the important developments were held other side of the subcontinent. And this is the situation when the Rug Veda was being composed, especially the Rug Veda was composed in the northwest side. When the Rug Veda was being composed in the northwestern side of the subcontinent, on that time, during that period, especially that period, the other development were held other part of the subcontinent. Let us learn what are the developments were held, which were the important developments. Let us learn about that. Okay, on that time the megalithic period was started. Let us learn about that. Okay, megalithic period, megalithic burials was started during this time. Let us learn about that. Okay, the story of the megaliths. Let us learn about that. The story of megaliths. The story of megalith. The story of megalith. What do you mean by megalith? Megalith. The story of the megalith. What do you mean by megalith? Have you heard the word mega cereal? What the name? Have you heard this word mega? Mega means large, big, isn't it? Mega means large, big one, isn't it? Lith means stone. Megalith. Mega means big, large. Mega means big or large. Have you heard the word mega cereals, isn't it? Mega cereals. Here mega means big, large. Okay, lith means stone. Lith means stones. Means they used the big stone, large stone to construct somewhat. Okay, here they start to use the big stone, large stone for the construction. So such type of period is known as megaliths. Okay, what purpose they used these big stone or large stone? What they built from this big or large stones? Especially they construct the burial sites using these large or big stones. They start to build the burial sites. They used this big or large stone to build or to make burial sites. Burial sites. To make a burial sites, they used these big or large stones to mark burial sites. Burial sites. Okay. So especially they arranged this. They carefully arranged by the people. these big or large stones. What purpose they used these big or large stones? They were carefully arranged. The peoples carefully arranged these big or the large stone to use it to mark the burial sites. They used it to mark the burial sites. For that purpose, they start to use the large stones or the big stones in that age. So that age was known as megalithic age, in which age the people start to use big stones to they used these big stones to mark the burial sites. Such type of age was known as megalithic age. Okay, the practice of building megaliths began about 3000 years ago. The practice of building megaliths began about 3000 years ago. It was started during the period of 3000 years ago and was prevalent throughout the where we found such type of megalith burial sites. Especially we found such type of sites especially in the Deccan, throughout the Deccan. Deccan means South India, in the northeast and Kashmir. We can observe such type of megaliths burial sites. We can observe in the especially throughout the Deccan, South India, and in the northeast and Kashmir. In this region we can found the megaliths burial sites. Okay, so here some important megalith sites, some of the we shall learn which some of the important megalith sites. Okay, we can observe the megalithic sites are shown on the map 2, page number 13. Okay, you can observe some of the important megalith sites. They are already shown in the on the map 2, page number 13. Okay, while some of the megaliths can be seen on the how these megalithic sites. Here some megalithic sites we can found on the surface of the ground. Okay, some megaliths can be seen on the ground. Okay, some are in the underground. Under the situation, we can observe, we can see some of the megalith sites we can see on the surface of the earth. Some are underground, some are burials or in the underground. Sometimes the archaeologists find a circle of stone boulders. They are already given here in your textbook. Observe here. Observe this picture. Page number 40. So here observe here. There is a circle. This is the burial site. Observe here. This is the circle. Have you seen? Sometimes the archaeologists find a circle of stone boulders or a single large stone standing on the ground. We can observe sometimes we can observe a circle of stone boulders or a single large stone standing on the ground. These are the only indications that are the burial beneath. These are the only indications that there are burial beneath. Okay, there were several things the people did make megalithics. Means there are several things that people works to make the megalithics. There are several things that people works to make megalithics. Let us learn what were the works done by the megalithics people. Okay, So those some of the works are digging the pits to made this burial sites, to made these burial sites. They more works were done by the people to make this megalith sites or megalith burial sites. At that time the many functions were done by the people, the many works were done by the people. Let us learn which were those works or efforts made by the people. Those are, one is the digging pits in the earth to make megalith burial sites. There are several functions were held by the people. Those functions were, important functions were digging pits in the earth, 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 digging pits in the earth. Next one is transporting stones, transporting stones, breaking boulders, breaking boulders, placing stone in position, placing stones in position, placing stones in position, finding suitable stone, finding suitable stone, shaping stones, burying the dead, These are the some of the functions were done by the people of that period to make megalith burial sites. In this situation, to make the megalith burial sites, some of the functions were done by the people, some of the functions were made by the peoples. Those functions were, important functions were digging the pits in the earth, transporting stones, breaking boulders, placing stones in position, finding suitable stones, shaping stones, burying the dead. These are the some of the functions made by the peoples to make the megalith burial sites. Okay, here when we observe these burials, we can see some of the common features. When we observe the burials, when we observe the burial sites or the burials, here there are some common features we can found. Let us learn which are those common features we can observe here. Okay, some of the common features were, the one is the dead were buried with different pots. The dead were buried, the dead body or the dead persons were buried within different pots. They buried that persons with the different pots, especially in the black pot or the red pot. Okay, some common features I am telling about the common features when we observe the some burials. When we observe all the burials, all these burials, Here we can find some of the common features. Common features are there. Those are, the dead were buried within the different parts. They used different parts to bury the dead person. Okay, especially they used the red part or the black part. Okay, this is the one of the important features. The second one is, we also found tools and weapons. We also found tools and weapons of the iron, and sometimes we can also observe the skeleton of horses, horse equipments, ornaments of the stone and gold. With the dead body, with the skeleton we found many things. They put many things with the dead body or with that person, dead person. When they buried the dead person, with him they put many things which he wants. Especially we can observe the things. Those are some of the tools, some of the weapons, especially the weapon of the iron weapons they put with that body. Okay, and also the skeleton of the horses. The skeleton of the horses were also there, and also some horse equipments. Horse equipment were also they put with that body, dead body, and also some ornaments, jewels, some ornaments of stones and golds. Ornaments of the stones and golds, which were they used by them. They also put all these goods, all these things with that buried or with that dead bodies. So this is common. When we observe the burials, this is common features. One is here the important two common features are there. One is the dead persons or the dead body who are buried with the part, especially the red color part or the black color part. One is the thing. The second point is, with that dead body they put many things, many ornaments, many weapons, many tools with him. This is also the another important features we can observe. Okay, next, so when we observe these burial sites, the archaeologists come to the decision, there is a social differences. When we observe these burial sites, we can easily say there is a differences. What type of difference? Social differences. We can observe the social differences is there in Rigveda. Okay, how can we say? What were the evidence for that? Let us learn about that. Finding out about social differences. Finding out about social differences. How can we say? How the archaeologist decided there must be a social differences? What were the evidence for that? Here the archaeologists think that objects found with the skeleton, the objects which were found with the skeleton, on the basis of that objects, we can easily say there must be a social differences. Under the situation, the archaeologists think that the objects which were found with that skeleton, which we found with that dead body, on the basis of that things, that materials, we can easily say there must be a social differences. Okay, I will give an example for that. Okay, in Brahmagiri, especially in Brahmagiri, we can find many burial sites. Okay, in Brahmagiri, there are several burial sites are there. When we observe that, we can say there is a social differences. In Brahmagiri, here one skeleton was buried. One skeleton was buried. With that skeleton, we can found many things. Okay, what things we found with that skeleton? Let us see. Okay, one skeleton is there in Brahmagiri. With that skeleton, we can observe the one skeleton was buried with 33 gold beads. 33 gold beads. 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads. 2 stone beads. Okay. 2 stone beads, 4 copper bangles. 4 copper bangles and 1 conch shell. 1 conch shell we can observe with the skeleton which was buried in Brahmagiri. So, the other sites were also there, other burials were also there. Here, the other skeletons, this is the one skeleton. When we found the one skeleton, with that skeleton we can observe, we can found the 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads, and also 4 copper bangles and the 1 conch shell. Okay, with the one skeleton. Okay, the other skeletons were also there. They found the other skeletons. Okay, with that skeletons, they have only some parts. In this situation, only some parts were found in that burial sites. What it shows? The one skeleton. With the one skeleton, we can found the 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads, 4 bangles and 1 conch shells. Okay. When we observe all these things, we can decide he or she was the rich person, isn't it? He or she was the rich person. When we observe the skeleton with some parts only some parts. When we observe the other skeletons with some parts, what we can say? He was a poor person. He or she may be a poor person, isn't it? So, in this way, the objects, the things which were found in the burials, which were found with the skeleton, these tells us there must be a social differences. We can easily say, isn't it? The rich person have more and more things. So, for that purpose, they put all these things with that skeleton, means with that dead body, isn't it? He was the rich person. He was the rich person, or he was the chief person on that time. So, only when we observe only the skeleton with the some parts, we can easily say he was the common people or the poor people, isn't it? So, or they are the followers of these peoples, rich peoples. Okay. In this way, when we observe these things with the skeleton, we can easily say there must be a social differences. Okay. Next we learn some burial spots give information about their families. Are they? Some burial sites gave the information of the families. Were some burial spots meant for certain families? Let us learn about that. Okay. Next, were some burials some burial spots meant for certain families, meant for some certain families, meant for certain families. Let us learn about that. Okay. Were some burial spots meant for certain families? Were some burial spot mention the families? Let us learn about that. Okay. Here Sometimes the megaliths contain more than one skeleton. Some of the megaliths contain more than one skeleton, means it shows more. When we found the more than one skeleton, we can easily say the more persons were buried in that place, isn't it? We can, when we found the more skeletons. Okay. So these indicates that peoples perhaps belonging to the same family. Understood the situation? When we found in the same place, when we found more than one skeleton in the same place, when we means the archaeologist, when the archaeologist found more than one skeletons at the in the same place, these skeleton indicates that people perhaps belonging to the same family. Okay. So were buried in the same place. Same family places, same place, same families, persons were buried, but not at the same time. Not at the same time means the different time. The different time they were buried, means the people of the same family, when they died, they were buried in one places. Okay, same place, same family, but the time is not same, that is differ. Differ means when the family members were died in the same timings, they were buried in the same place. Okay, so this many more than one skeleton shows us these are the skeletons of the family, same family members. Okay, so here the bodies of those who died later, those who died later were brought into the graves. Graves means hole dug for corpse, ಗೋರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅದು. The bodies of those who died later were brought into the graves through the potholes, stone circles or boulders placed on the surface, probably served as sign pots to find the burial site, so that the people could return to the same place whenever they wanted to. Means the persons who are died in the same family, they buried at the same places when they were died, means there is a different period, different time they were buried at the same place. It shows these were the people of the same family. Okay, next we learn about the special burial at Inamgarh. Inamgarh one of the important burial site. Let us learn what are the special burial system we found in Inamgarh. Let us learn about that. Okay, a special burial at Inamgarh. A special burial. At Inamgarh. A special at the place. Inamgarh was one of the important place. Okay, here they buried many people. We can found the burial sites in Inamgarh. There is some special in burials at Inamgarh. Let us learn what are the some of the specialities the burial at Inamgarh. Okay. So where is Inamgarh? It is one of the important site. Inamgarh was one of the important site. It is on the river Ghodh. Inamgarh is one of the important site. It is on the river Inamgarh. It is on the river Ghodh. Inamgan was one of the important site. Okay, so this Inamgan site is on the God, on the river God. This river God was the tributary of the Bhima. This is the tributary of the Bhima river. Okay. So it was occupied. This place was occupied between 3600. This place was occupied 3600 and 2700 years ago. 2700 years ago. So here when we observe the burials which was at Inamgan, here only adults were generally buried here. Adults were generally buried in the ground. Adults were generally buried in the ground. Especially they put into straight. They lied out straight in the ground. And also their head towards the north side. They put their head towards the north side and their legs towards the south side. Okay. Sometimes, so this is the some of the speciality of the Inamgan, burials of the Inamgan. Here especially the adults were burials. Adults were generally buried here. How they put the dead body of that adults? Especially they put the straight. They put the dead body straight. The head towards the north side, the legs towards the east side. Okay, this was the one of the speciality. And sometimes the burials were within their houses. They buries the dead body within their houses. Okay, the vessels that probably contain food, water were placed with the dead. They put some vessels. We can observe some vessels with the dead body. Those vessels have the food. They contain food and water. Means they put food and water with the dead body. That is also another speciality of the Inamgan. So there in Inamgan, one man was found buried in a large house. One man was found buried in a large four-legged clay jar in the courtyard of the 5-roomed house. It is one of the largest house at the site. Under the situation, one man was found in Inamgan. One man was found buried in a large four-legged clay jar. Clay means mannina jar. Clay jar in the courtyard of a 5-roomed houses. 5-roomed house in 5-roomed house. So in the center of the settlement, the one person was buried at Inamgan. This house was also a granary. This house also had a granary. Granary means the store of grains. So okay, the body was placed in a cross-legged position, this way, in this cross-legged position. So some persons were buried this straight. I already told, isn't it? This is special. Means this body, the body of this person was placed in a across leg. I am showing the hands, but in this way, the legs, especially the legs, cross-legged position. He was buried. That body was placed in a cross-legged position. These are some of the important features or varieties, specials burial we can observe at Inamgan. Let us learn what were the occupations of Inamgan. What were the important occupations of the Inamgan? So the archaeologist found some seeds of wheat, barley, rice, pulses, millet, peas and sesame. Bones of, not only they found the seeds, they also found the bones of the many animals, especially the cattle, buffalo, goat, sheep, dog, horse, ass, pig, sambar, spotted deer, blackbuck, antelope, hare, and mongoose. Among them, many bearing the cut marks. The skeleton of some animals have the cut marks here. And also, we also found the birds, crocodiles, turtle, crab, and fishes. There is evidence, and also we can found the evidence of the fruits, especially the bar, amla, jamun, dates, and the variety of berries were collected here. On the basis of all these things, what occupations were done by the Inamgan people, the people of Inamgan? When we observe all these things, we can say they are the hunter. When we observe the horse, when we observe the antelope, spotted deer, when we observe we found the skeleton of the spotted deer, black buck, antelope, hare, we can easily say they are the hunters. They are also the gatherers. They also planted many plants, and they also they grow many grains. As a result, we can easily say they are the farmers. They caught the fish, crops, turtle, etc. They are the fishermen. They are the herders. They are also the collectors. These are some of the occupations were done by the Inamgan people. Okay, this lesson is ended. Thank you.